Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the title, it's called Banish Suicidal Thoughts. Let's talk about it. Um the first phrase I want to throw out there is the devil is a liar. Okay, I feel like that's important to remind you guys that the devil is a liar. Secondly, I just want to say I'm very nervous to do this topic. It's not really something that I enjoy talking about. It's very hard. It's a very hard topic to cover because it's a very broad topic. There's many ways, there's many levels to suicide because obviously there will be some people out there that have lost someone to suicide. There may be someone out there that is suffering from those thoughts. There may be someone that's like depressed, but they're not like thinking suicidal, but they may have like the tendency to like fantasize about suicide. And there's just so many, it's just hard to do a video to cover like everyone that's affected by this. Also, people that have lost someone to suicide, anyone that sadly has experienced that knows how it's a hard thing to like go through, not only as that person that was suffering has been through a lot, also it's the aftermath, the effects of the people that have to live with it as well. And it's very, as I said, I'm going to try my best to cover this the best way I can, but it is very broad. um but first of all, I just want to say, if there's anyone out there that has stumbled on this video and you are feeling suicidal, you are having those thoughts, just so you know that there is people out there that do care about you, even if you don't feel like they do, right? Life is really worth living. um don't give up fighting. Like, talk to someone. I believe there's professionals out there, but like, um I'll be very honest with you. Arson, I'll be very, very honest with you. I feel like if you don't talk to anyone, right, there is someone out there that will hate themselves, that they didn't recognize the signs, that they didn't reach out to you, that they didn't comfort you in the time of need. That's something that suicidal people may not realize. Like, that we feel like we are alone, but there is people out there that if they knew that you were feeling that way, they would reach out to you. And it's not about people having pity on you. There are people that do care. Thank you so much for the like, and thank you for so much for saying I'm pretty. Hello everyone. um Hi, I'm here. ISKZ Stan. Hi, Kay. And thank you for saying I'm pretty. Hi. Thank you so much, Arson. Yeah, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you? Hi, Stan. Yeah, so thank you so much for the like, guys. Yeah, so um if anyone is going through that, please just watch this video. Like, stay on the line. Like, I'm here for you, right? um you may not feel anything. You may feel numb. You may feel like, what is the point, right? Because that's the whole thing behind suicidal thoughts. It's a lot of thoughts, and the thoughts feed each other as well. They become negative, like a web of negative thinking, right? And I don't know the correct terminology to use towards these thoughts or whatever. But just know that things do get better. Like when you ride things out, it does get better. It may not feel like it will, but it does get better. um Hi, Tuto Vida. Hola. I'm glad you're good, Arson. Yeah, so um as I was saying, about the thoughts, right? So let's just talk about suicide and the internet, right? Because I came across like a forum board where one person was saying how they don't feel like living, and it became like a chain of a web of a lot of people relating to it. And I do feel like I've said this before on one of my other videos. I do feel like the internet is um a feeding ground for suicidal thoughts. Um, Purely because on the internet people do feel isolated. They feel like there's so many people on the web, but no one is talking to each other, and I totally get that. So it's almost like you go onto social media or you go onto the internet, you just see everything's amazing. You've got the celebs living this great life. Um, you got the influencers as well. They put up their vlogs, living this amazing life where they've got so many friends, so many family members, a partner, a loving partner. They have kids, they have the wedding, they have everything, they have the career, they have the dream, uh, they have the money. Everything's going good for them. They don't have the hard times, and even if they do, they don't showcase it. Then you have the ordinary people on the social media where they're showing their engagement ring, they're showing their graduation, they're showing their expensive car, they're showing these holidays, these luxury holidays that they go on. They're showing these, the beautiful big house. They're this it person online, and they can afford these expensive products. Um, Clothes, designer clothes, um, the perfect partner, the whole loving family. You just see all this luxury online, and it's like they put the perfect quotes. They only respond to the people that are achieving great things. You leave a comment, they ignore you. It's almost like everyone is so centered around looking like a celeb online. And then you get the ordinary people, the people that are struggling in life, and then they go on these social media platforms and they don't see where they fit in. They can't relate. They can't relate to these lifestyles that are not real. They're not real lifestyles. They're forged. They're fake. They're they're twisted. Like they're put online in a certain way to portray a person that they want to be. And anyone that's depressed, like who do they relate to online? you know and it's not about relating to people. It's just that they go on there, and it's like their life doesn't even compare to it. And comparing your life is not the best thing, but this is not a lecture. This is me trying to paint a picture for people to truly understand how dangerous the internet is. And then you get these quotes online, and you can easily Google them, and then it's like they can relate more to those quotes that are very dark and depressing. And it's like, is the internet now guiding people down that web of, thinking that maybe this is the answer? And let me tell you, suicide is really not the answer. It causes more harm and abuse of the people around them. And it's abuse. If you had somebody that come up to you, right, and they was like, you know what, I'm going to blow my head off with this gun right in front of you right now, that's abuse, because you'll be screaming at them, telling them, no, don't do it. And I don't think people realize, like, the psychological effects of having to deal with I don't want to say in a like insensitive way, but like even the thought of trying to stop someone from committing suicide, it's abuse, because it's like it's a lot you have to deal with, and you're trying to um bring that person back down to a calm mindset, right? And it's tough because no one is relating to that person, right? And you know it's a very tricky topic. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with anyone that's depressed. And when I tell you, these thoughts are not your thoughts, and a lot of people don't understand that these thoughts are actually of Satan. I have to say how it is. These thoughts are of Satan, and Satan is very slick because I feel like, oh my gosh, I just had this image of the door behind me, like hitting me in my back. And I just feel like Satan wants to hit me right now. I feel so paranoid. I don't know if my brain is playing tricks on me. I feel like Satan wants to hit the hell out of me for like talking about this topic. I literally moved away from the door, can you believe? I feel like Satan is mad. Like Satan is like, why is she like exposing me like this? Could you imagine if the door like literally God protects me, like I know God has got my back, right? But um he hates people. He just wants to take people out, right? And when I tell you, he knows how to plant those seeds into young people's minds, because that's where the devil targets people from when they're young, right? And he starts planting these seeds of doubt in their minds, and he makes them believe it, you know. And I've been a victim of it, guys. I feel so traumatized, like even like looking back, like, you know, most of these thoughts, they became my own. I actually believed I was feeling the way I did. That's how slick Satan is. So if he can get those thoughts into your head, you'll start believing it, and you believe, right, maybe it's better if I'm not here. And it becomes, what people don't realize is like, when you think about like some of the reasons why some people want to commit suicide, it's usually because they feel like life is not worth living, or they feel like people would be glad that they're gone. So if you notice that they kind of center their thoughts around the fact that they want people to notice them, it's almost like manipulation in a way. That's how I know it's not of God. So it's like manipulation, like it would be better if I was gone, that kind of mindset. So it's like, wait, who gives you that right to decide for people that they would be glad that you were gone? Like, so you put your, if you think about it, you're giving other people power, you're giving them more power over your life. You're giving them that direction of where life should go. It's like if you're in a work environment and someone doesn't like you and they want you to leave so bad, once you've left, you've let that person drive you out. You've given them the power over your decisions, right? You're leaving for them. You're not leaving for yourself. And this is what people need to kind of like think, you know, where it's hard for someone that's depressed and suicidal to think this way, but when you check it out, like your decisions should be your decisions based on actual facts and the real reality. And it's hard to think like that when your mind is boggled down with the negative thoughts of Satan. And guys, that scared me. Like my brother just come through the door. I was like, what's that? And and so guys, so I always get in touch when I do these videos. And yes, I shouldn't be laughing in this video. Yeah, so we have to be very, very mindful of this. Like, we need to be a unit with each other. We need to be mindful of what's going on. And a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of darkness going on around. And you know, they're very, you know, clever. They get around people. They're like, right, they start whispering in your ear into your mind, and you start believing it. And you have to overcome that, because there's more to life than that. Um, you can achieve great things. You don't know what's around the corner. Life can get better. And, you know, we need to banish these thoughts, because these thoughts are not true. We need to know our true worth. We need to know our true purpose. And I'll be honest with you, like, I can't give the medicine to everybody. For some people are able to give their life to God, for example, and they find healing through that way, and they believe, you know, anyone that believes in God knows that suicide is spirits, and um they work through people. Um Obviously other people will have different beliefs. I don't know what their beliefs are, but we have to be mindful of that as well. But guys, I'm going to leave this video here now. I'm going to summarize it, but just to let you guys know, you have to banish those thoughts. You have to realize that the effects it will have on other people. People do care. People do love you, even though it doesn't feel that way. The aftermath when someone does end their life is tough. You don't get over it, guys. You don't even know. You're constantly asking yourself why. You're wishing that you could have reached out to that person sooner. It's so unfair because you can't change it. Once death happens, that's it. That is it. There's no turning back. And I feel like when people do commit suicide and it actually works, I feel like they regret it. They can't turn back. One thing you can't do is turn back the hands of time. And we have to really, work through this. We have to banish these thoughts. These thoughts are not of God, right? We have to overcome this because we have to realize that not everything you're thinking is truly your thoughts. You're alive for a reason. You're alive because God wants you here. Everybody needs you, even though it doesn't feel that way. Everybody needs you. You do serve a purpose in people's lives, and I think that more people need to talk about these topics. People don't talk about it, and when people are talking about death, nobody wants to talk about death. And if people are suicidal, we need to be able to comfort them in those times. We need to know how to handle it. Um, we need to let them know that life is not always the best, but you get by, you get through it. And if anybody, feels touched by this video, if anyone's suffered through this, or they need someone to talk to, you can always drop me a message. I don't judge people. Like, I know how it feels. There are helplines out there. I just hope that people get the right help. And I don't like to use the word help because it makes you feel like you're useless. And people that have to lose people through suicide feel helpless as well. They wish they could have done more. And then when they think about the last time they saw them, they wish, they saw the signs. It's so tough, guys. And, we need to be mindful of what's going on. And, a lot of people are doing it. A lot of men don't speak as well. A lot of men don't speak about their emotions. And there's apparently there's meant to be a high number of men that actually do commit suicide. And, you know, people need to realize their worth and how great they are. And even if their life is not great right now and they're not the greatest person right now, you can become that great person. You can grow. You'd be surprised, And the thing is, a lot of people, when they don't have control over their life or they feel like they're losing control, I think this is when these thoughts can slip in, especially when things don't work out the way you want it to. But that's okay. That's how life is. We don't have full control. So guys, I'm going to leave this video here now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the comments, guys. And thank you so much for anyone that just watched this video after I posted it live. And my thoughts are with people that have already passed by suicidal thoughts. And my thoughts are with people that are suffering with it now. And I hope you heal. Okay? Everyone is here from you. You can reach out to anybody online. Take care, everyone. And bye.